This week in pro wrestling, we are starting off with Big E as the WWE Champion. So you guys already know today we're talking all about that. And of course, all the latest wrestling news, rumors, and reports. Hit those notifications and let's get into it. And let's start talking all the latest for Big E, who won the WWE Championship from Bobby Lashley on the main event of Monday Night Raw. Heading into Raw, Big E made it extremely obvious that he was gonna cash in. And that is exactly what he did. After the main event match in which we saw Bobby Lashley defeat Randy Orton in one-on-one competition, Big E came out face to face with Bobby Lashley and cashed in. We freak out, WWE does the worst and gives us a commercial break. We come back from it. Bobby Lashley even delivered a spear, but in the end it didn't matter. Big E with the big ending wins the WWE Championship and celebrates with the rest of the New Day members, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Now there's a lot of backstage news to talk about, many of which kind of indicating the reason up to why WWE gave Big E the title now instead of later, because it seems like he was gonna win it no matter what. Andrew Siren from the Madman podcast is reporting that Big E's title win was supposed to happen during the original draft date for Monday Night Raw. The WWE draft was originally scheduled for the end of August, but is now scheduled for October 1st, which, as we know, that's going to be the SmackDown episode and then the October 4th episode of Raw. The Wrestling Observer Radio and other ended up reporting over the weekend that things were changed around for Raw because of the AEW Dynamite rating from last week. So it seems like WWE wanted to make a big impact this week to get over that defeat. AEW ended up having one of the best weeks last week, again even beating Raw on key demographics for the first time. Transitioning the title to Big E makes that big impact, putting the focus on Raw. But I do want to emphasize that the decision to put the title on Big E was not a last minute decision. Again, they were gonna do it no matter what. It just happens that it came about 2 to 3 weeks earlier than they were planning for. On the other side of things, Ringside News is reporting that this has no correlation with AEW, but it cannot be denied that it comes at a very interesting time. An official WWE title change is a big deal, especially after WWE announced Randy Orton versus Bobby Lashley at Extreme Rules for that WWE title. So I guess one could say that ultimately the plans weren't necessarily last minute, but instead it was just accelerated a bit quicker, given to us a couple of weeks before it was supposed to. Onto some quick news. There's a brand new NXT debuting today, NXT 2.0, which technically should be NXT 3.0, right? Because we had the game show NXT, then we had the NXT that we know, and now we're about to get a brand new NXT. I'm just saying, somebody is not counting correctly here, unless we're just completely missing something. Nonetheless, some big news. William Regal did confirm that the #1 contendership fatal 4-way match that was supposed to be going down is still gonna be going down, but at this time it's gonna be for the NXT Championship. Because as we heard over the weekend, due to injury once again, Samoa Joe relinquished the title. He didn't say how long he will be out, but this is unfortunate because every single time that Samoa Joe is out there, he just cannot catch a break. On top of all of that, Fightful ended up reporting that Samoa Joe was set to appear on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw to hype up the brand new debut of the brand new NXT this week, but obviously that didn't happen because of him having to relinquish the title. There has been a lot of talks about certain WWE superstars' contract expiring at the end of the year. One that is well known at this point is Kevin Owens' WWE contract set to expire on January 31st, 2022. Although of course it's not 100% certain that he is going to be leaving the company. Another hot topic of discussion has been in regards to Sami Zayn and when his contract is going to be expiring. We finally got a bit of confirmation for it, as new reports are indicating that Sami Zayn's contract will be expiring in the spring of 2022, so a few months later than originally reported, than the Kevin Owens contract. Switching it over to Monday Night Raw, and there was a massive botch on it that we need to talk about. But first, let's build up to that. The show started off with Randy Orton and Bobby Lashley having a face-to-face. Randy Orton basically explaining that he didn't want to wait an extra 2 weeks to face Bobby Lashley, so he wanted the WWE title match tonight. All throughout this segment, Big E was there doing all of his tease with the Money in the Bank briefcase. And in multiple segments, he basically indicated that he's cashing in tonight, regardless of who wins, Randy Orton or Bobby Lashley. We get the Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair defeating Shayna Baszler, and yes, you guessed it, this was a championship contender matchup, whatever that means nowadays. After the match, Alexa Bliss had a gift for Charlotte Flair, and that was a Charlotte Flair doll, which yes, they are already selling. Charlotte Flair wasn't too nice. Alexa Bliss got the best of her with a sunset flip, and then in a backstage segment, Charlotte Flair threw the doll in the garbage. We had Drew McIntyre and the Viking Raiders defeating Jinder Mahal, Veer, and Shanky. United States Open Challenge matchup, Damian Priest defeated Jeff Hardy. In the end, Sheamus got involved and tried to get the best out of Damian Priest, but Damian Priest was still left standing. Nikki, almost a superhero, defeated the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Tamina, and what certainly was the biggest botch of the night, as in the closing seconds of the match, Tamina went to rush Nikki in the corner, but Nikki countered it with a boot to the face and a tornado DDT. Nikki then went for the pin, and she actually got the victory, but Tamina music hit. The issue here was that Tamina was supposed to kick out, and technically she did. She did a late kick out. The referee just did what he needed to do, which is count to 3 no matter what. What made things even worse and more confusing was that the ring announcer announced Tamina as the winner. This was like 4 botches in a matter of 3 seconds, or probably even more. So Tamina not kicking out on time when she was supposed to, the referee not counting to 3 and just waiting an extra millisecond for Tamina to kick out, the wrong music playing, the wrong winner being announced, you name it, everything was on this segment. After this matchup, we had Rhea Ripley defeating Natalya, so the Women's Tag Team Champions continues to lose against those contenders. We had AJ Styles, Omos, Mace, and T-Bar defeating The New Day, Mansoor, and Mustafa Ali. Doudrop defeated Eva Marie, and you guys are gonna hate me for saying this, but Eva Marie actually looked okay in this match. If she would have won the match, I probably would have said something completely different. We then get the WWE Champion Bobby Lashley defeating the Raw Tag Team Champions Randy Orton in that massive WWE Championship main event matchup. That's a lot to say right there, but Bobby Lashley looked dominant, but then right before we go to commercial, here comes Big E, and he's doing exactly what he said he was gonna do, and that is cash in. Big E is out here, he slaps Bobby Lashley, get Bobby Lashley fired up, even though he is still selling that knee injury from his match with Randy early on. At one point, Bobby Lashley goes for the spear, he almost gets a 3 count, but Big E gets momentum on his side, delivers the big ending, wins the WWE Championship, and it is all an emotional victory. From backstage, we get Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston coming out to celebrate with him, and Big E Mania, it's on the way. So happy for him, I marked out. Even WWE Twitter account is extra excited because they changed their name to Big E is WWE Champion, and hells yeah, he is. So that is all the latest and everything that went down on Monday Night Raw. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Are you excited for Big E being the WWE Champion? If you enjoy the coverage, hit those notifications, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you on the next one.